Hey everyone! In this video, we're going to break down the biggest mistake most people make when trying to start a business online and why it keeps 90% of them stuck, broke, and frustrated. My name is Alisa, and 10 years ago I got fired from a corporate job I loved. The worst part, I was the only one supporting my parents. So at 26, I started my first business, a fashion retail store. No clue what I was doing, no investors, just me, two partners, and a laptop. Our first office, my 30 square meter apartment. I worked insane hours, made every mistake possible, lost lots of money, learned fast, but most importantly, kept going. Step by step, we scaled that business to $60 million. If I had known back then how to build business online, I would have chosen that path instead of retail. But online wasn't what it is today. There was no clear roadmap. Now things are different. You don't need big investments, warehouses, or staff to build a business that makes serious money. And what if tomorrow I lost everything? No business, no money, no audience, just my skill? I know exactly what I do to rebuild from scratch. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear vision where to start. But first, let's talk about reality. Most people who try to start a business or a side hustle fail. Around 1 in 5 businesses shut down in their first year, and half don't make it past year 5. Best case, they waste months of their life. Worst case, they end up with a debt from business investments and courses that didn't work. And the reason is simple. People choose business models that don't work for beginners. Here is an example. What's popular right now? Starting on Amazon. You find a product on Alibaba for $10, sell it on Amazon for $20, and make 10 profit per unit. Looks easy money, right? But here is the catch. Inventory. You have to buy 200 or 300 units up front. That's 2,000 or 3,000 just to get started. Logistics. Shipping, customs, and Amazon fulfilling fees. Competition. You need paid ads to get visibility, another $500 to $1,000. Unpredictable sales. Some items sit in storage, others tank when competitors lower prices. Time. It takes up to 2 months just to get your product listed and selling. Let's do the math. You invest $3,000, and after 2 months, you make $1,000 profit. Sounds good? Sure, but your hourly wage would be $3. You could have made more with a simple job. No stress, no risk. Yes, this business can make serious money, but to get there, you need capital, strong business skills, systems, a team. And let's be real, a beginner is highly unlikely to build that kind of business, or they'll spend 5+ years getting to their first million, especially without borrowed capital. Verdict? This model isn't beginner friendly. So what else is trendy? Crypto, trading, P2P, buying coins, endlessly farming tokens with no idea what they do, God forbid. If you have 500,000 to lock up for 5 years, sure, you might double or triple it. But if you're starting with 2,000 and in 5 years you end up with 6,000, that's 100 per month in return. Want faster growth? Then you'll go for risky stuff like trading and risk losing everything in a single day. Verdict? Not beginner friendly. And let's be honest, none of the trendy models you see on YouTube or TikTok are beginner friendly. Even worse, traditional businesses. Open a salon or a coffee shop, you'll need loans, rent, equipment, staff, and insane stamina. This is hard mode. Because to survive in offline business, you need capital, hiring and management skill, marketing knowledge, business processes, and maybe even divine intervention. I've been through it. My retail business was brutal, 24/7, no days off, one wrong step and everything collapses. Half of all new businesses won't survive 5 years, and 1 in 5 won't even make through year 1. Okay, let's sum it up. Most people who start a business or a side hustle end up failing, not because they're lazy, but because they choose the wrong business model from the start. It's like showing up to your first yoga class and trying to do the hardest pose on day one. Business models work the same way. The worst mistake you can make in business: jumping in without a solid model that can actually works. What makes a strong business model? 3 key things. First one, low investment. If you can start with 0 or 1,000, that's healthy. If it takes 10,000 and a loan, that's a red flag. You'll make mistakes, that's normal, but there is a huge difference between mistake that costs you time and one that leaves you drowning in debt. Second, simple business process. Let's compare 2 examples: house construction and English language courses. House construction equals nightmare mode. You need land, foundation, blueprint, permits, contractors, plumbing, roofing, inspections. One failed step and the whole chain collapses. The more processes you have, the more likely something goes wrong. Simple business, fewer moving parts, fewer chances to fail. English language course, much simpler. You record it once, sell it online and automate delivery. No inventory, no warehouse, just value packed in a digital product. You post reels, people DM you, they buy. You scale without scaling headache. Fewer processes equals fewer mistakes and more chances to win. Third, high price point, aka high ticket. Beginner mistake thinking it's easier to sell something cheap, but selling 500 t-shirts at $20 each to make 10,000 requires insane reach and skill. Instead, sell 10 services at 1,000. Way less traffic, way more stability. So, what kind of model checks all 3 boxes? Low investment, simple structure, high ticket potential. Selling services. You don't need capital, you don't need a product, you don't need an audience. You just need one thing: skill. Bottom line, if you're a beginner with no capital, no product, and no audience, the fastest way to start earning is by selling your skill and time. Simple, profitable, scalable. Now, let's get specific. What kind of services can actually make money? Not everything qualifies. For example, haircuts, makeup tutoring, great skills but hard to scale. You want services you can deliver remotely at 1,000 to 10,000 per client with recurring potential that are easy to deliver and outsource. Here are examples of scalable high-ticket services: Reels creation, DM automation, sales funnel setup, webinar development, script writing, content planning, DM sales. Example: Instagram brands that don't have websites sell through DMs, but someone has to close those sales. That someone could be you. And here's the secret: it's not about the service, it's about the positioning. Let's say you offer Reels. There are 4 levels of selling the same service. First, I make Reels for $50 each. Second, I build full Reel strategy, 30 Reels for 1,000. Third, I do strategy, funnels, 750 upfront and 1,500 only if you hit 1 million views. Fourth, I create content plus set up your sales plus close the deals. I take 30% of the revenue. 4, if you're not just a service provider, you're a revenue partner. Anyone can make Reels. Some make great Reels. Very few can make Reels that actually bring in clients. That's where the real money is. Here is the difference. You can sell comfort. For example, I'll film you so you don't have to hold your phone. Low ticket. Or you can sell results. For example, I'll get you 30 new leads per month from content. This is a high ticket. People won't pay much for convenience, but they pay anything for real results. If I lost everything tomorrow, no money, no brand, no contacts, here's what I do to pay rent and eat within 30 days. First, content plan. profile rebrand, 30 reels full package, funnel with 3 lead magnets, DM sales setup, and I'll do it myself or hire someone. Instant payment automation in DMs, and I charge 3,000 plus 20% of the revenue. The clients gets 30 new sales per month, guaranteed. I'll bring in videographer, use their portfolio, and offer revenue share. No delays, no overthinking, just smart execution. Let's wrap it up. Most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they choose the wrong model. They chase trends, take on too much risk, or sell products that don't scale. A smart business model has 3 things: low investment, simple process, high ticket pricing. And there is only one type of business that gives you all 3: a service-based business. But here's the catch. To charge high ticket prices, you need to sell results, not comfort. People won't pay much to save time, but they'll pay a lot to get real, measurable outcomes. And that's the kind of business I help you build. If you're a creator, I'll help you turn your content into clients with more clarity and less overwhelm. If you're an expert, I help you scale with systems that feel solid, not stressful. And if you're behind the scenes, I'll show you how to build online income without reels, without followers, and without putting yourself out there. Join the waitlist if you're ready to grow with structure, with intention, and in your own rhythm.